What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. Today, I'm really excited to bring you a new knife review. Real quick, what's in the pocket is going to be my Civivi Chevalier. This is a really nice button lock. I've enjoyed this a whole lot, and that utility shape, didn't realize how much I was going to enjoy that, and it does work very smoothly. The button lock on these knives are just undoubtedly fantastic, being that they are of budget valued knife. That's what's in the pocket. Let's go ahead and jump in today's knife review, knife unboxing and knife review. Today I have for you a brand new Finch. This is going to be, knew it was here somewhere, the Chernobyl Ant. This one is the glow resin, and it has a 14C28N blade steel, a little bit different from their usual offerings, which is 154 cm. Give me 1 second here to get into this box, ladies and gentlemen. It is always a challenge to get into a Finch. They definitely help build up the suspense, I think. Now, as I mentioned, I did change my format to do the unboxing. Full disclosure, I've opened this box, handled, and carried it. So I do this so that you can see everything that comes with the box, everything that comes with the knife, just in case you're curious. So you got the Flipping the Finch, the Chernobyl Ant Finch Company. You have their little greeting card and their customary Band-Aid, because it is inevitable. It's going to happen. You're going to get cut at some point in time. Very nice presentation. I love the presentation of the box with the knife in there. And let's have a quick look at the knife before we run through the specs. Really nice glow resin on there. I really do like the way that this looks. I think it looks fantastic. Let me go ahead and get this stuff out of the way so it is not a distraction from the knife. I'm going to go ahead next and run through the specs. Then I'll do my comparison knives, and then I will give you my thoughts and impressions on this one. Did not realize how much the satin is really reflecting off that. I think I'm going to try to turn it down just a little bit and see if that helps some. I think it did, hopefully, maybe. All right, let's go ahead and run through the specs really quick on the Finch Chernobyl. It has a 3-inch 14C28N blade steel, 4-inch handles. You can get glow resin. I think you can get micarta. I'm not quite sure what the third option is. I apologize. Overall length, 7 inches, and claimed weight is 2.6 ounces. Let's go ahead and verify that weight. All right, what do we got here? All right, 2.6 is the claimed weight, and the actual weight, 2.6 ounces. Always love to see when a manufacturer's weight lines up with the scale. It makes me feel like you're going to pretty much be able to rely on everything else that they've indicated for the knife. Next, we're going to run through the comparison knives. We're going to do so quickly because this is clearly more a modern traditional. And first up, I'm going to bring out the Spyderco Yojimbo 2. This one here is the DLT trading exclusive with the 20 CV coated blade. Next, I'm going to bring out the Spyderco Shaman. This is a full-size knife. So hopefully you get a really nice sense of just how big this knife is, or how small, I guess I should say, this knife is versus the larger knives that were on the table. Next, we'll go ahead and bring out the crossbar lock of the Benchmade Bug Out. I am going to put this one on the top because I'm only going to bring out one budget value, and that is going to be the QB KU321, which is very, very close in size and very similar cutting geometry when you look at the two for their blade length, even though, and actually you get just a little bit more, yep, just a hair more cutting edge off of the Chernobyl Ant than you do the Kubi Royal. So let me go ahead and stop knocking these knives around and get them out of here, and let me go ahead and give you my thoughts and impressions. This, by far and away, is my favorite Finch knife to date. I love the size, I love the looks, the thickness in hand is perfect because it has such a smaller or such a slender profile. The curving feels really nice in hand. I mean, it just fits really nicely in hand. I'm really happy with the size of this knife and how it feels in hand. The blade geometry is done really well. The satin finish just moves through the material very well. All the branding is at the top. I don't know that they necessarily could have put that anywhere else. Hopefully you can kind of see all of that at once. It's kind of hard with the reflective material. Access to the lock bar is pretty good because they did a nice job of lifting it up slightly and putting jimping on it so it does fall, and you can get it to guillotine if you want. You just got to be careful, make sure you don't hit your knuckle, that you don't slice your finger up too badly. It's not so heavy that it's going to cut into the finger. It does stop right on the thumbnail without being an issue. Now, access to the flipper tab is traditional Finch. It has this skateboard ramp look to it so that you have the ability to really get on the light switch. Doesn't feel comfortable to me to push button, but you can do it. I've never had any of the Finches feel comfortable that I've experienced, which is not that many, just a handful. But it just doesn't feel very comfortable to do the push button. Now, this one, let's talk about this resin. This resin material is really, really cool looking, even when it's not glowing. But even when you get it to glow, and I did this earlier today to show to my son what it looked like when it glowed, and he just thought it was the coolest thing ever. He thought it looked cool with the little, I guess, copper lines that are going through there. I'm not quite sure if that's truly what that is, but it does have nice layering to it where you can actually see down into the material, where you can see like how it comes up on the sides here. Looks really good. Actually, this is not a deep carry pocket clip, but I think this design looks really good on the Chernobyl. I think it's very fitting, and I don't mind the speed holes. I think it looks very good. Oh no, there's no lanyard bar for you guys out there. And actually, I could understand if they did throw a lanyard bar on here. This one being a slightly smaller knife, I can see a little bit of an advantage if you wanted to kind of go back and have something to grip onto. But if you're trying to do too much with this knife outside of some opening of packages and some light food prep and things of that nature, I don't think you really understand the intent of this knife. I don't feel this is a hard use knife, even though you can get a full grip on it. Having said that, though, the blade is really well done. This is my first experience from QSP with 14C28N, but they certainly know how to put an edge on their steels, and all of the 154CM that I've experienced for them is really well done, and it just moves through the material very smoothly. And then when you go to get your cardboard, same thing, just goes through really smoothly. It is a little bit different to try to go through cardboard with something this small. I keep wanting to put my thumb on the tip, but it does do a nice job getting through that all those materials quite well. Now, what are some comparable knives? The first knife that comes to mind that I think of, and I'm going to throw a picture of it up here because I actually left it all the way upstairs and I'm not running upstairs mid video just to show you this. It's going to be the tactile knife Bear. Now, this is a $130 knife. The Bear is a $199 knife. I know that is quite a difference, but I just wanted something USA made to have as an alternate option if you're looking at this. Now, if you're looking at the Bear, that is a more modern traditional that it has a lock back. This is the model traditional look with a liner lock and bearing, so you got that action that you get with the flipper tab and being able to deploy it. So I know that is very different. A more budget-friendly option that's going to be under $100 is going to be the CJRB Rhea. This one here is the Blade HQ exclusive with the titanium pocket clip and the AR RPM 9 blade steel, but it is a very comparable knife and another option if you wanted to get something close in experience with this, but under $100. It does have bearings, guillotine action. Unfortunately, right hand only. It is not left hand friendly at all, but neither is this because you cannot reverse the pocket clip. So that's something just to note. Overall, again, this is my favorite Finch. I've really enjoyed carrying it. I really do like the ergos and the looks, the performance of QSP's 14C28N, the side-to-side grind to give it a little bit of a different look. I think a stone wash would have probably been a little bit better on this, but I don't know that everybody would necessarily agree. The glow resin, that is a very cool factor, but the fact that it looks just as cool without glowing in the dark is something that I'm really digging on. So this is definitely a recommendable knife. If you're interested in a Finch, this would be the one I would say is the one to get. I don't like the Lucky 13 nearly as much as this knife. I hope you enjoyed today's review. If you did do me a favor, leave a like. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and set it to all. You want to get alerts when any content drops so that you can choose which videos you want to watch. Don't depend on YouTube to notify you. Also, be on the lookout for long-term review. This is definitely going to stick around in my inventory. That is definitely how much I like and recommend it. Unfortunately, it's going to have to go into my over $100 recommended playlist because it is $130, and that is a lot of money for a 14C28N glowing a factor or not. That is a lot of money to drop on this, but you do get a little bit of a cool factor, a very unique vibe from Finch, and the design is definitely going to be very different from a lot of the stuff that's out there. And thanks for tuning in. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate all your support. You rock and are amazing. Thank you for supporting me and this channel. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.